little-known tech company suddenly rockets 500% in just 1 year. Its name? Nebius, and if you haven't heard of it yet, you probably will soon. So, what's going on? How does a company barely earning a few $100 million suddenly become worth $28 billion? Well, let's unpack this story, because it's not just another hype cycle. This one might actually have the numbers to back it up. First, the basics. Nebius is an emerging player in the cloud and AI infrastructure space. Think data centers, processing power, and all the behind-the-scenes tech that makes artificial intelligence work. Over the past year, its stock has exploded, rising nearly 500%, and a big reason for that is its partnership with, you guessed it, Microsoft. This deal alone could bring in between $17 and $19 billion in revenue over the next 5 years. For context, Nebius currently makes about $250 million a year. That's like going from a neighborhood cafe to Starbucks overnight. Now, I'm skeptical. A $28 billion market cap on that kind of revenue looks steep, but when you run the math, things start to look a lot more reasonable, maybe even exciting. Let's break it down. Based on my projections, Nebius expects revenue in 2025 to land somewhere between $500 and $700 million. I'm also forecasting profitability, at least on an adjusted EBITDA level in the second half of 2025, with margins eventually reaching 25%. That's ambitious, but not unrealistic. They've already hit positive margins in one of their core segments, and as their infrastructure scales, efficiency should improve fast, just like it did for Microsoft and Google when they built their own cloud empires. Now, here's where it gets interesting. To justify that $28 billion valuation, Nebius would need to grow revenue by about 62% a year for the next 7 years. Sounds wild, right? But when you factor in the Microsoft deal, that growth doesn't look so far-fetched. If Nebius delivers on those contracts, revenue could soar from around $600 million next year to more than $9 billion by 2029. After that, they'd only need to keep growing around 20% a year to sustain the valuation, and in the AI world, that's not an impossible target. Even better, if Nebius continues expanding beyond Microsoft, say landing contracts with Amazon, Google, or other major hyperscalers, the upside could be massive. Based on more realistic post-2028 growth rates of 50 to 75%, I suggest the company could be worth $60 billion or more. That's 115% higher than where it trades today. But as always, there's risk. Nebius is still in its early stages. It's building fast, hiring fast, and spending fast, and any stumble could hurt. Its partnership with Microsoft is both its biggest strength and its biggest vulnerability. If that deal slows or gets canceled, the fallout would be brutal. And let's not forget, Nebius is going head-to-head with the giants. Amazon, Google, and yes, Microsoft itself. Competing in the cloud space is no small feat. These companies have decades of experience, deep pockets, and global infrastructure. Nebius needs to prove it can hang in that league, not just for a year or two, but for the long haul. Still, when you zoom out, the opportunity is enormous. Artificial intelligence is reshaping industries faster than any technology in history. The demand for cloud computing power, data storage, and AI processing is skyrocketing, and Nebius is building right at the heart of that ecosystem. So here's the bottom line. Nebius isn't priced for AI domination yet, but it's certainly positioned for it. With a solid deal pipeline, growing credibility from major partners, and a market that's expanding at breakneck speed, the stars might just be aligning. For me, this could be one of those rare moments, the early innings of a company that could become a central player in the next phase of the AI revolution. It's not without risk, but if Nebius executes, the payoff could be huge. Nebius isn't a bubble, it's a bet on the future of AI infrastructure. And right now, that bet looks pretty compelling.